Hey, so I realized I read the same chapter again from my last one, but I like that snippet better, so I added that one instead. So actually, we're on chapter 8. So chapter 8, oh sorry, the book is A Spiritual Nomad, A Journey Within and Abroad. It's on Amazon and my website. Use my website if you want an autographed copy. I just got a bunch of new copies. So I have plenty for you guys. So chapter 8 is why I came back to the US. And the quote I have under here is, when you stand and share your story in an empowering way, your story will heal you and your story will heal somebody else. A little slight backstory. Carlo is not a good person. So he is a hostel owner. You will soon find out why. This is kind of a tough chapter. I still don't, feel like I still haven't really emotionally processed this, but you'll see. So just bear with me if I have trouble reading this one. So Carlo took us to it. Oh, and just so you also know, Brianna and Alyssa are two girls that I met back in Switzerland. I met them through couch surfing because I was like missing dealing with I was like really missing home and Americans. So I reached out. These two girls were in Interlaken and I hung out with them and showed them around. And then we really hit it off and had a good time. So then we wound up going to Italy together as like a little girls' trip. So Carlo took us to the other hostel. It was inside an apartment building. We walked inside and it looked like someone's flat. It's not uncommon for people to use their homes as hostels or guest houses, so I wasn't too alarmed. We went into the room where there were 3 bunk beds. Some looked like other people were staying there too. Carlo said there's 4 other English girls staying in the other room down the hall. Alyssa and Brianna were unaware of my suspicion, but knowing there were other girls down the hall made me feel more at ease. He said, okay, €45 for all 3 of you. I told the girls I'd pay for them and they can pay me back later. I said to Carlo, I only have a 50. Do you have change? He said, no problem, I'll bring you downstairs somewhere where we can get change. I walked with him to fill out necessary paperwork to stay at the hostel. He shut down the door where Brianna and Alyssa were unpacking. We were standing in the middle of the hallway filling out paperwork, showing him my passport. I don't know if he was impressed or turned on that I had an Italian passport. He said, do you speak Italian? I said no. He was probably about 6 feet tall, 250 pounds. He was a big guy compared to me. I'm 5'2", so out of nowhere he picked me up to where I was bear hugging him from the front. He said, kiss me. I was startled and tried to wiggle my body out of his tight grip. I moved my head when he tried to kiss me. Every time I moved my head, he moved in again to kiss me. I gave him a quick peck because I felt like I didn't have any choice and I wanted to get down. I said, I just want my change. Would you hurry up already? I was pissed at this point. I didn't find him attractive at all, and mix that with exhaustion and hunger. You can imagine my attitude towards Carlo. He said with an animalistic sexual stare, look what you do to me. I noticed a bulge in his pants. I was starting to get angry and lose my patience. We had a long day of traveling, and I said, I didn't do shit to you. Just get me my damn change. We went to walk downstairs to get my change when sorry, noticing things. When he threw me against the wall in a dark corner of the hallway. You think you would know what to do in a dangerous situation. I can't tell you how many times a situation like this has gone through my head, or stories I've heard. I would always tell myself I'd kill someone if they attacked me, or at the very least, fight back. I was caught off guard and I froze. He was feeling me up, touching my my chest over my clothes, and I was trying to push him away. He unzipped his pants and took my hand to touch his genitals. I said stop probably about 4 times. Sorry, I just lost my place. Hold on. Sorry. Shit. Okay. So that was the last sentence. So I grabbed his hand because he was trying to go up my shorts. He grabbed my wrist and slammed it against the wall behind me. That was the moment where I was really scared. I felt his strength against mine, and I knew it would be hard to fight him off if I had to. I'm sure you're thinking, why didn't you scream? Everything happened so fast, scared, in shock, and it was hard to think. On the 5th time of me telling him to stop, he finally did. I took my hand to facepalm him and push him away from me. He looked at me in disgust and said, I hate you. I said, get the fuck out of here. You're a pig. Go get my fucking change. When we came back upstairs to see Brianna and Alyssa, Carlo and I stood in the doorway. The girls were chatting with Carlo about where the tower was. I don't think I mentioned it, but yeah, we were in Pisa, so that we were talking about the tower. He was hugging me from the side and acting like nothing happened. The girls were smiling and laughing with Carlo, and one thing about me is I can't hide my emotions. It's usually written all over my face. Brianna was laughing at something Carlo said, and I kept staring at her. She would catch my eye and go back to talking, but I kept looking at her. She caught my eye again, and then she caught on and realized something was wrong. Carlo left. I put a table in front of the door because we didn't have locks. I told them what happened. Both of their jaws dropped in shock. We went to look for the other English girls down the hall. We all walked together and the door was locked. We peeked through the keyhole, and I just saw suitcases, but the room didn't look used at all. I thought, this doesn't seem right. I don't think there were ever any other people here. I started looking around the other rooms. The other one looked like someone's bedroom. It had a TV, a microwave, and an IV bag pole. Any red flags I had were waving, and I was on high alert. I was convinced there had to be drugs somewhere. I was shaking and trying not to cry. I felt violated and disgusted. I went straight to the bathroom to wash my hands. I wanted to wash away what had just happened and the stench on my hands from his dirty balls. There wasn't any soap, and I almost used a whole bottle of hand sanitizer to clean my hands. The girls' eyes were widened with fear. They said, what do we do now? I said, we pack our shit and get the fuck out of here. This is not a safe place. I'd rather pay €200 and know we're safe than stay here. We immediately packed our things and left for another hostel. We found a safer chain hostel further away from the train station. We checked in and got to our room. It was private and it was just us. We stood there for a moment to process everything. We still had our bottle of nice Italian red wine from Cinque Terre. I said, let's open this. As I poured the wine into tiny plastic cups, they said, what are we cheersing for? I said, with holding back tears, let's cheers to the fact that we are safe and all that shit. And that shit could have been a lot worse. We cheered our wine cups together and gave each other a big hug. So yeah, that was chapter 8. I kept this guy's name in here because he should be, blasted for what he did. You'll see more of what happened a little bit, but that's part of the reason why I came home after 2000. So this was 2014, I believe. Yep. So that is that chapter. Again, I don't believe in not speaking up about things like that, and There's a lot of things that I wish I would have done in that situation. Can't change the past. Nothing happened legally, still hasn't all these years. So, um, the only thing I can do is write about it and tell my story, and um, and make sure it doesn't happen to myself or to any other traveler out there, especially if you're female. So we have, let's see, 4 more chapters left. So let me know your thoughts, comments, feelings, everything. I would love to know so I can answer any other questions, insights, anything. I can do my best with anything that you maybe have been confused about. I will answer them the best I can. Also, quick note, I have noticed a few minor errors in the book. I'm aware of them. I've edited this thing so many fucking times, so it's actually bothers me that I've noticed a few errors, just very minor ones. So I will be fixing it for the next batch, and I will be fixing it in the Kindle version as well. So yeah, no one's fucking perfect, and between me and my editor, who's good at her shit, we missed it. So all we can do is go back and fix it. So, other than that, I'll see you in chapter 9.